Well, hi guys. Okay, I am aware. Whoa. I am aware that my lighting is not the greatest. Oh well, but I got this download to do this live stream right now, so I'm doing it. And also, this is a message for mothers or mothers to be or women that want to be mothers. And my baby is sleeping right now, and I'm trying not to talk too loudly so that he will keep napping while we chat. So, if you guys don't know me, if you haven't followed my blog or my YouTube yet for a while, I'm Jody and I am the Food Rebel. And I'm a health coach and I'm a food consultant, and I'm here to tell you the truth about food. So, I was just thinking about my journey and why I'm so passionate about food and why it has become such this like non-negotiable element in my life where it's not even like, oh, I feel like eating, a cupcake or, I don't know, fill in the blank. It's just like I look at things now and it's like there's no way that I'm going to put that into my body. But I only got to this place because of what happened to me. So I was actually listening to an audio of a call I had with my coach like a long time ago. And I was getting like really emotional talking about um, sick kids. And she thought that I had been maybe sick as a kid. And I was like, no, I never was sick as a kid. But it's my knowledge now of all these things in our daily life, day after day after day after day, that add up, that literally could take away your potential possibility for having a family, for being a mother. If you have kids, it's affecting their lives and their health, and you just have to know this. And something I said to her on this call that we had a long time ago was, it's overwhelming. It can be overwhelming when you look at it and you feel like a little small peanut in a big world of everybody doing things a different way. But that's really what's necessary, is for us to become aware, for us to become knowledgeable. And so no matter what is in the grocery store shelves, no matter what is being said on commercials or by doctors or whoever, it doesn't matter. I say this a lot. You know the truth, and you know what you're going to stand for your health, what you're going to allow or not allow, because you get now that every decision that you make for yourself and for your kids every single day is what matters. It's counting. Your body's responding, and it's all adding up. So that's why I get so worked up about feeding kids, feeding them well, getting healthier lunches in schools and all this stuff. And like literally every time I go to Whole Foods lately, they're running a campaign for Whole Kids Foundation and school lunches. They're like, oh, would you like to donate? I'm like, yes, here, take all my money. You feed the children, salad bars, that's how I feel. So obviously I'll continue to work with that and expand and expand. But I wanted to come on today and talk about kind of both sides a little bit, at least. My message for moms. So first of all, if you aren't a mom yet, if you're where I was and you don't get what's going on and you think you're even a fairly healthy person and you don't even have like major health conditions, and I can't even say that now, right? Because like everyone has health conditions, everyone has thyroid stuff, everyone has gut stuff. But this is why. This is what you have to know, and this is what you have to start to be aware of. So moms to be, even if you already have one kid or two or three and you want five more, or you don't have any yet, you have to get this. If you're running into walls, if you're running into obstacles, if you're going to doctors or maybe you're just not getting pregnant, please, the first things that you have to do, don't let it be overwhelming, but I'm sorry, you've got to get all the pesticides out of your kitchen. You've got to get all the chemicals out of your kitchen. You've got to stop eating anything that is not real or a whole food. And you've got to do a little bit more than even the basics of people that end up turning to food down a path of running into health conditions with things like autoimmune. You have to know already. Let me just give you a fast track shortcut. You need to be gluten-free. You need to be dairy-free. You need to be soy-free. You need to be sugar-free. Don't go crazy, but like, you got to get it out of, you can't just keep eating processed food. It's going to keep your body stuck. It's going to keep you infertile. You've got to get rid of like bad oils like canola. There's more with food. I have other videos on this if you're interested in just the fertility and the food aspects. But you've got to like go through your whole house, and you've got to get rid of the cleaning stuff. Like I can still smell it today. Who has used Comet in the past? Like the green powdery tin, aluminum, whatever the hell it is, can. You guys, I was like such a nerd clean freak my whole life. I had to clean the kitchens. I had to clean the bathtubs. Like obviously I was a controlling person, like way beyond 2 years old. I don't even know, my poor mother. But I was always cleaning stuff, and I can still smell like the inhaling of the fumes, that and Mr. Clean. And, I'm not naming just them. It's like anything really, unless it's like non-toxic. So you've got to get that out. And because it's like, think about it. If it's all day, every day, from the morning to the night, when you wake up, you are bombarding your system, your poor dear only one body that you have in your life that's going to take you through wherever you go to your purpose in life. And you start and you're inhaling, or you wake up and the first thing you do is maybe you're even drinking water, but it's not filtered and there's fluoride in it, or, and you have like a bathroom that has been cleaned, and everything is, the surface and the scent and the fragrance is all laden with like chemicals in there, and this perfume and this fragrance, and then the makeup, the face wash, the shampoo, the conditioner, the hairspray, the mascara, every single thing. That is what's wrong. That is what's wrong. If no one has told you that that's what's wrong, or you're like, that doesn't matter, it matters. It matters the most. So before you start going down extreme paths like I did, where we spent thousands and thousands of dollars trying to make my body get pregnant, and also that was just adding more chemicals into my system, don't do this first. You're going to need to do it anyways. It's going to become like the thing that everyone knows. Hopefully I will be participating in this movement, right? I am right now. So anyways, you've got to get all that stuff out. It's just not okay anymore. It's not even like, oh, I don't know. It's like common knowledge. You can't just not pay attention to this anymore. The people that are doing this are not freaks and extreme in nature. They're aware, and you need to be aware. So just go look at it, see what you can swap out. Do as much as you can, as fast as you can, is what I would say. Get natural cleaning products, non-toxic. Norwex is good. There's a lot of good ones. But you have to start to minimize your exposure to chemicals and toxins, residues, herbicides, stuff all day, every day. It's surrounding us. So you have to sort of create a little bubble around your life, and don't be, you can still live and not be like a freak. The body is strong, but it's not that strong, right? It's not that strong that we can just go through a life where every ingredient in every product in every food item has something contaminated with it. That's why we're running into all these problems. So we've got to get that under control, and we've got to get that stopped as fast as possible. So please wake up to this fact that your body is likely toxic and your liver needs some love. And the fastest way to allow relief within the body systems is to stop putting in more harm. So start to do that. Clean up your food. Eat a whole food-based diet. If you never know more than that, you will be doing great. Okay. So then the other thing within this is, when you carry a baby, it's so critical, one, that you are strong, that you are well, that you're healthy for yourself, but also this is the beginning of it all, right? For your future child. It's the environment it starts its life in, and you are responsible for feeding this little embryo fetus child as it progresses. So if you're lucky enough to be able to get pregnant within the midst of not, doing any of these action steps, well, I'm happy for you that you're able to get pregnant, but if you can do it for your baby, know that you're a vessel now. So every single thing that you're eating, this baby is getting. The work that you give your body to process extra toxins, it's taken away from the pure energy that could just be going to helping your body continue to stay strong, to run, to function for yourself and for the child. It's the nurturing environment that the child knows is the beginning of its life. And even if it doesn't like commonly like runs and remember this, it is a subconscious knowing. Believe me, I've been doing work on this. I have remembered things from the womb. Oh my God. So your state of health, your state of physical well-being matters immensely, and your state of emotional well-being matters immensely. And I know that those things are not separate. So if your body is feeling run down, sluggish, tired, just not optimally great, that's always a draw on our emotions, right? Like, can you imagine like feeling like so happy and joyful and at peace and alive and vital, but you are completely run down, fatigued, and bloated all the time? No, like they don't fit together. So the way that we can relieve a lot of pressure physically is to look at our nutrition, to look at our intake, to look at our exposures in all areas of our lives and in our environment. So remember that this is the beginning of the baby's health too. And your physical well-being, your physical nutrition, and your emotions, your mental state, all of those things are important right now and being given to your child as sort of a genetic blueprint for the way that their life begins and starts. So if it was me, I would want that to be the best I could do, not with pressure, not with, oh my God, I'm going to mess it up, but I know this matters now. I'm so inspired. I'm so encouraged to learn, to detoxify, to purify, to simplify, to be original with who I am, what I do, what I eat, what I give my growing baby. Okay. So remember, like, this is going to count to how you feel during your pregnancy, afterwards, and recovering. And then fast forward 9 months, you have a baby. Congratulations. What do I want to tell you as a mother now? That it is so important that you open your eyes to, even during your pregnancy, like all the way through this process. Now, I didn't go through it my own self. I went through it with my sister carrying as a gestational carrier, of course. But luckily, she already had 3 children and had been on this learning curve with me about like, oh my God, like look at our world. We've got to like wake up, we've got to change stuff. And so she and I are very similar in our beliefs and knowing and mindset about nutrition and health and these type of things. So just know, like, it's good to come up behind somebody who is a holistic minded mother who's been through the process, that can give you guidance and give you options and give you things to look at and even things to question as you go to all your doctor's appointments, as you're given things that are just the way that they're done, right? And from the minute the baby is born, there is a protocol if you have a hospital birth, and they're going to want to take that baby and do XYZ, right? And some of that is vaccinations, and some of that is other things, but you don't have to do those things. So we went in with a plan before that baby popped out. We said, so here's what's going to happen afterwards. And they were like, well, are you sure? You just have to be confident. And in order to be confident, you have to know, you have to look at it, you have to do some research. So be prepared. And then I'll just touch on a couple more things because there's a lot that I could go into with this. But, if you're breastfeeding, that's amazing. Remember, again, like you're feeding the baby through what you feed yourself. So keep prioritizing that. Keep giving yourself a plant-based diet. Keep giving yourself lots of avocado is actually the best baby food that is simulating the nurturing elements of a mother's own breast milk. I actually read, where did I read this? That like the perfect blend, if you can't produce breast milk that's closest to original breast milk, is like to blend up avocado and water. I'll have to find it for you guys, but it was just very basic, but you can bottle feed it to a baby. And I'm like, gosh, I wish I would have even known this, for Dalton, because here's what happened to us. So he was a week late, so you think we would know. So the plan was for my sister, if you guys don't know our story, then just keep listening, watching the episodes that I'm putting up here. But she was a gestational carrier because my husband and I went through 8 years of infertility. And Dalton is our genetic child, but she just carried for us. And the plan was that she would pump and then we'd bottle feed him. Well, he was born and she wasn't producing milk right away. So it was like 8 p.m. on a Thursday night. And I'm like, oh shit. I told my husband, you got to run to Whole Foods and get this goat's milk formula because it's like the only one that's like good that we had access to anyway. So, and I'm an affiliate for Cabrita is the name. So I'll link them below too. So if you're a mom that has a baby, you don't know, if you're not producing enough milk, you're wondering about it, they are an absolute gift to the world. And they're working on a new formula, but because, they only had the toddler formula, it's still right now, September 2018, that's what's available. But we used it when we needed to for him because it was still the best option. Because in my mind, I'm not going to give my baby soy. I'm not going to give him whey. I'm not going to give him these certain ingredients because I know what they do. They do to me and they would do to him. And think of your pure little baby coming in as best as possible with the healthy upbringing that you gave it from the beginning. And then it has this pure little body, but its immune system is still developing, which mostly is in its digestive system. It's mostly in the gut. And then if you by chance can't breastfeed and you have to supplement and you're giving the baby something like Enfamil or some other, baby formula that's full of really bad ingredients, like that poor child, no wonder they get like diarrhea and acid reflux and they can't sleep and you're like, oh my God, it's so hard to be a mother. Well, all of this is relieved, not all of it, but so many things are preventable because we don't know how our bodies work. We don't know what we're doing to ourselves. We're creating these problems by the way that we're putting things into our systems that do not function. It's like, duh, it doesn't fit. It doesn't work. Why are we doing this? What do you expect your car to run on applesauce? No. Do you expect your body to run on gasoline? No. So, you just have to learn. It's like really not that hard. So I couldn't imagine like I would not, like, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would have done. I would have like gone around the hospital asking for donated breast milk probably before I would do that. So he ran to Whole Foods and got this like baby formula. It was kind of funny. And then she was able to pump and we supplemented with a few other women who donated some breast milk. And then I made baby formula, which also is a thing. Like you can't just like go get a recipe on the internet. You really need to know what's going into this stuff to balance enough nutrition for your baby. But like that matters. It matters what you're eating while you're pregnant, afterwards. especially breastfeeding, and then what you're giving your baby. And then like, I hear him coming. Come here, Dalton. Hi. Okay, guys, I won't keep this episode too long, but Boo, you just woke up at the perfect time. Come here. We're just going to finish. Come here. You want to say hi? Oh, here's Dalton, everybody. So he just had a nap. He's already been playing outside so long. But I just look at him and it almost makes me cry every time I want to talk about it. But to me, feeding him, I feed him, look at his hair. I feed him such real foods. I feed him what we eat. It isn't that complicated, but it is so hugely important. Like I'm not going to give him like a package of, I don't know, any kind of baby food or snack pack or puff or whatever, unless it's real. He is deserving of health. He is deserving of the best. And we have a responsibility as moms to know how to feed our babies because it matters so much. Every single thing adds up. We can't take this for granted. It's not like, oh, it's just not a big deal. It's everything. It's the hugest deal. You're raising them up with sustenance for health or susceptibility to disease. I mean, like that's not a little thing. So every single thing I feed him matters, and I'll never let anyone tell me otherwise for that. Sure, he's gonna, eat things in his life. It's not going to be, that's not the way that I'm trying to raise him where it's so strict. What do you want? It's just that all the things add up every single day, day after day, day after day. And if we just keep passing it off like it's not that big a deal and everybody's doing it, oh, my grandma lived till 122. Well, she wasn't eating GMOs either, or Jell-O, or Cheez-Its, that's not a fair comparison. Come here, baby. Ugh. What do you want to say? Anything else? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food? Oh, you shy? He's not shy. Okay, guys. Well, that's about all for today's video. I think I've got to go give somebody a snack. But stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. I'll put the links in for Caprita and for my website. If you want to go read my blog, you can check out more of what I have to say about all the things, food, health, nutrition. And if you're a woman who is looking for support in this, if your body is not cooperating with you, maybe you have kids, maybe you don't, but eventually you want them, or you want another one, or you need to get your family in order. That's what I do with my private coaching clients. Reach out to me, jody@jodybullock.com, and we can chat about what that looks like. But it's just getting real. It's getting real with what you need to know. You can absolutely heal, transform, and change anything in your body. You can create the body, the health that you want. You can create it for your family, but you need to be smarter than this.